Welcome everyone to Talented Universe on this, oh, I've forgotten what day it is today. Today is
Yay.
the 8th of December, 2020. 2020. Oh, that's bad. 2025.
2025.
Yeah, we were just talking about 2020 just a minute ago. So it's like now I'm in the past. I've got to get back to the present again. But before I mess up even more, Liz, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, especially since you gave me back 5 years of my life. Hey, it's wonderful. So, yeah.
Well, and I took it away though first.
Well,
So it can be both things. So anyway. Marcia, how are you strolling
I-
along today?
I'm doing great. I'll take those 5 years too,
Okay, okay.
along with my flying car. But I want my flying car, so I have to come back to 2025 for that.
There
So,
you go. We hope. We've only got a few more days, Marcia.
yes, we do. Well, I'm going to go ahead and welcome everybody. And I'm very excited to welcome our special guest, Marvin J Edmonds. Hi, Marvin.
Hello, hello. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so you are, as you have on your screen there, actor, writer, director, man of
hmm
many talents. And so right now you are LA based, is that correct?
Yes, I'm
But you're
based in
not
LA.
from LA.
No, no, no. I'm from Boston. I'm from born in Boston, Massachusetts, but grew up in Brockton, Massachusetts.
Uh-huh. I
Mm.
am I am East Coaster as well. I grew up in New York City, born
Okay.
and raised, so we've got that East Coast thing. But
Right, right.
as soon as you came on, I noticed your jacket. What
hmm
is on your jacket? If you
So I did some like brand ambassador work for True Religion. So it's like I don't know, a bunch of patches from
Mm-hmm.
I honestly haven't even looked. They just gave it to me. And I was like, I'm going to Boston. It's gonna be cold. I should bring this. So I brought it with me. It's cool though. It's a nice color. It looks good. It looks
Yeah.
good.
I'm right now I'm in Florida, so I kind of miss that East Coast North December
No, you
cold.
don't. No, you don't. It feels like 13 degrees outside right now. It's crazy. I'm ready to get back.
Do you have snow?
No,
I
no
heard.
snow. Thankfully, no snow.
Oh, okay. So
hmm
you are, we're here mostly to talk about your vertical work.
Okay.
However, I did want to jump into a project that I really noticed of yours, which kind of hit me in my heart. And that is the project Milestone.
Milestone. Okay, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And that was in 2024, I believe, where it's a feature film
hmm
where
Yeah.
you play. Well, you want to tell us the premise of Milestone? It's quite unusual.
Yeah, it is. It was very unusual. But the director Andre Coleman,
Mhm.
he's a clever guy. So basically the story is it's a kind of like a period piece mixed with sci-fi. So it takes place during the civil rights movement, and there's a company, a milk company in this town, and the company only employs white employees, but it's a predominantly black town. So
Mhm.
as you obviously there's conflict. The black citizens are like, okay, this is our town. We should be able to work here. We should be able to, make income from this because it serves
Mhm.
our people. The owners are not having it, so they're kind of like, no, we're not doing that. We'll let you wash bottles, but we're not letting you be drivers. We're not letting you do anything of any substance.
Mhm.
So my character is Clifton Stevens, and
Yes.
he is a radical, like civil rights leader type, like all of the passion and fury. He's that guy. So he's like, well, these trucks are not rolling unless we get jobs, right? So there's this conflict, and this is where the story starts.
Mhm.
Now the twist, because that's a pretty usual, that's pretty normal, for the time period. But the twist is there's an alien race that on this
Yes.
day happens to come over to um, the town, and basically they have something that is the cure to all problems, right? They're so advanced, they're so far in the future, they have everything figured out. They go from planet to planet and try to help um, the inhabitants.
Mhm.
So they see the racism going on, and they're basically like, all right, look, we got a deal for you. If you guys can come together, can reach an agreement, can learn to like love each other and cooperate, and come together as people, we will give you this cure. It will rid you of all diseases, all poverty. eh, Basically, just it will be a utopia when we're done with this place. All you
Mhm.
have to do is get along, right? And of course, the black citizens are like, all right, yeah, let's this is our chance to make a deal, right? My character's like, all right, this is our chance. We got some power now because, well, we got some leverage because obviously they're gonna want everything to be cured just like we would want that, right? So this is our chance to kind of work something out. But we find out that's not exactly the case. I don't know if I want to give everything away, but
Yeah,
that's
Yeah,
essentially
and
the
that
story.
that sets it up perfectly. When I first started to watch it, it
Mhm.
stopped me in my tracks. I had to watch every second of that, and your performance in this was so
I,
powerful.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
I Go
I
ahead.
was gonna say it actually it changed a bit. So we the story, well, let me just say the story was headed in a different direction. In the
Oh.
original script, I like died halfway through, but then we had to make some changes and move some things around, so it evolved into what you were able to see. So when I saw it for the first time, I actually didn't even know what to expect, which so
Mhm.
it was nice to see.
How did you get involved in the project with um, the director? Was
Uh
it a project that you saw and you approached?
yeah, so it was something that I saw on Backstage and I applied for it. um I sent in an audition and he immediately responded. Because he's very diligent. He's very efficient. He doesn't like to waste time. So as soon as he saw the audition that he liked, he was like, oh, hey, look, I really like your audition. Can you send in another, like kind of like a callback? But it was a very quick process. I sent it in. He was like, you're my guy.
Mhm.
And I was like, all right. And so what am I doing? And then we kind of talked about it, and we went over the story, went over the script, and we shot it over. It was a passion project, right? So not too much money involved,
Yeah.
right? So we shot it over the course of a few months, but we would just meet on weekends. We would meet on weekends whenever everybody had, a weekend off. He scheduled it out in advance. If things came up, we would move some things around. But it definitely took a team effort, took everybody being like cooperative and being able to make pivots to make this thing happen. So it was nice. I made some really good friends on it.
Yeah.
I still work with them to this day. Like if they need me for a project, if I need them for a project, we'll reach out. It was a good environment for sure.
And your role as Clifton, I noticed they showed your you're a fitness trainer, and they
Uh-huh.
they showed your guns a lot. Was that
Oh yeah,
because
yeah,
you're so
yeah.
fit?
Say it one more time.
Say it one more time, Marcia.
I said, did they show more of your arms because you were so fit, or was that already in the script for you to have your physique shown?
Um, it's kind of, well, the outfit he wore. I guess I kind of felt like that just fit the character. Like it was. I think I googled like, okay, how did they dress in the 1940s or 50s, whatever it is, and
Mm.
he had the suspenders and he had the hat, and I was
Yes.
like, I was like, I don't want it to look like too professional. I want him to be like just like a working man. I want him to look like a working man. And the tank top to me spoke that. And if I'm wearing a tank top, it's gonna be hard to avoid my physique. So
Well, I have to tell you, I was so moved by this piece that I actually contacted Andre to
wow.
express how brilliant I thought this piece was, and he got back to me,
Well,
and
as he
he
does.
and he, although he's working today, he couldn't be here a lot, but he did send me a comment for you.
Okay, what do you say?
I'd like to read it for you. He says, Marvin always shows up prepared and he can make a scene better. It was a pleasure working with him. Extremely talented actor.
Appreciate my guy Andre. He made it easy for me.
Yeah. Um, I am going to share that with other people. I'm surprised I hadn't heard about it before. I think more people should see this. Um, I have to tell you one personal piece of for me in here is
Mhm.
because we see a lot of stories that people tell about their ancestors and things that have happened to them in their life. My father was taken on on a chain gang for 2 years, which
Wow.
I didn't learn about until I was an adult.
Dang.
So, and then he started to tell me some of the stories of his youth growing up in South Carolina. So,
That's where my mom's from, South Carolina.
really, where
Yeah.
in South Carolina?
I forget
Around,
the name. It's
yeah,
some like little foot, little something
isn't that
like that.
interesting?
Yeah.
See, you never know how things flow because I
Right.
almost didn't say it, but yeah. So thank you for your performance in that, and going forward to your role in verticals. The actual first piece I saw you in was the spy fiance who stole my soul, where you play a church clerk,
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
where
I'm
you
not
were
gonna lie. I get them kind of my role is usually similar, so I get them like mixed up sometimes. I need little
but
reminders.
you were so funny in that, and it the opening piece might have been short, but you added so much to it because you're like, I'm telling you guys, this may be a bad idea.
Yeah, I try to have fun. I try to have fun with them. They're very similar. So
Hmm.
it's like if you don't add a little something different to it, I
Hmm.
could end like for
Yeah.
my own sanity, I could end up playing like the same character in every single one. So I try to add a little something here, a little something there to mix it up a
Hmm.
little bit.
Well, I appreciate that very much, and before I take up too much time, I'm gonna go to Liz because we can talk all day.
For sure. Hey Liz.
um, hey, um, I know because you'd already said that you're from Boston and all that.
Mhm.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
You just because being football season and you are LA based now,
Hmm.
so
I see where this is going.
okay. The new hometown Raiders Chargers type thing. Are you still going with the Pats?
So this is a long story. If you've ever been to Boston, if you've ever spoken to a Bostonian about sports, you can see the
Uh-huh.
passion in their eyes. You can see the
Oh yeah.
fire. You can
Oh
feel the
yeah.
fury. You get a sense that they care about it a lot. So growing up, I was a Pats fan until the year that they lost to the Giants when they had the perfect season. They had Randy Moss. It was like a record-breaking season, and then they lose in the Super Bowl. I was maybe like 12 at that time. It was a lot of stress for me. Um,
Mm,
as a 12-year-old, I had homework, I had, sports going on. I didn't need this extra stress. So I kind of at that point decided to remove myself from being a Pats fan. I didn't want to be so invested anymore. I was like, this is not heading in a good direction. I need to relax. I need to calm down. So then I kind of became a player fan after that.
Hmm.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And both Marcia and I are big time sports fans. In fact, we're
Yeah.
both on another sports show that we do as well. So
Oh, okay,
it's
that's cool.
yeah.
Might
So
have
that's
watched that game on tape 3 or 4 or 5 times as a New
yeah.
York fan.
Oh my gosh. The next time they play them, I like to go against the whatever the crowd is doing, I like to go against it. So here being Bostonians are crazy. The next Super Bowl where they played the Giants, I rooted for the Giants. I was like, whatever.
Ah.
Eli's my I just like to talk. Eli was my guy that year.
Sorry,
And
Liz. Go ahead.
one thing that I saw, I had to laugh. You did got the same score that I did, and a lot of our other friends did, for your taste in music ranges your age, which was
Oh yeah,
77.
yeah.
Which is
Yeah, yeah,
why I
yeah.
tagged that particular music piece on that when I had posted your stuff. But
That's funny.
if you truly are kind of into a lot of that different type of older music,
Hmm.
we have someone who we've had on as a guest who is also a musician as well with that same kind of stuff. He grew up with Marvin Gaye, Michael Jackson, all of that stuff, and that's what he
Mhm.
twists his music into as well. And that would be Bluey Robinson. I don't know if you've ever heard of him or not. He is an actor as well as a
Mm-mm.
singer
I
based out of
haven't.
London. So check out his music sometime if you're
Okay.
really into that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I love it.
Um,
I'm a Motown guy for sure.
yeah. Oh, you would love his work then.
Uh,
What influenced you into becoming an actor?
so it's funny that you that was a great like segue, and the thing that sparked my love for acting kind of merges those two. So there's a movie about the Temptations.
Mm,
It's a
I know where
biopic,
you're going.
and I watched that movie probably too young. I was like 6 or 7 when I was watching that movie, but I think we had it on cassette, so I would watch it over and over and over again. And that movie, anybody that knows me knows the impact that that movie had like on my life. Starting with my love of that type of music, right? Because the Temptations to this day are my favorite music group. I can listen to them anytime, anywhere, gym, studying, like whatever I'm doing, I can listen to the Temptations. Um, and seeing that movie and watching that movie so many times, it made me want to be in the movie. It made me want to. So acting is literally is the first thing I remember wanting to be, wanting to do. So when I was maybe I was 9, I think. I was in the car with my mom, and on the radio there was like this talent search type thing where they're like, hey, come down to blah 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 on this day, and you'll be able to audition to be an actor. And I was like, Mom, I want to do it, I want to do it. So back in those days we had to write things down. So I think I found a piece of paper or something, we wrote the number down, and we went because my mom will support me with anything I do. So we went, and I get there, and the whole week I'm just kind of like ready. I'm like, oh yeah, man. I'm watching commercials like I could do that, I could do that. I'm like, this kid's gonna be out of a job when I get started. You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
really
Oh
feeling
yeah.
Mhm.
myself. Um, and I get there, and they give me the sides. So I'm reading them. I'm like, okay, cool. I think it was like for a Disney commercial or something like that. I'm like, okay, got it. Bam, okay, I'm ready. So I go in, and they used to have this the setup where, there's the I'm guessing the director, so like whatever who the casting directors are on like a panel, and then
Yeah.
there's a camera. But this is like the old days, so they had like the TV there too. So the camera's facing you, and you can see yourself on the TV.
Hmm.
And I don't know why, I don't know what happened, but seeing myself on the TV terrified me. I got
Oh wow.
so nervous. I just kind of like shut down. I don't think it was the people being there because I don't think I had any problem with that. But seeing myself for the first time on like TV, I guess it just I was like shocked or whatever I was feeling. So I'm reading the sides. I'm kind of like stuttering. I'm not doing good at all. And at the end they were like, he's kind of. I think I was the youngest age that you could enter. So they were like, he's kind of young. Just bring him back next year. But honestly, after that, I had terrible stage fright. Like I couldn't present in
Wow.
school. Public speaking was terrifying to me. I looking back, I realized I used to not do my school projects so I wouldn't have to present. Like
Wow.
it was terrifying. But then once I got older, I got to college, and I was kind of like, you know what? I got to get over this thing. I'm like, I'm a grown man. Like I can't continue to just be afraid to speak in front of people. And I got lucky, and shout out to my friend Czar because he was a president of this student association. Um, and we were hanging out with our friend Lily. She was like a tall, pretty girl, whatever. And he's like, "Hey, did you get my email for the fashion show?" And I just like to talk mess. So I was like, I'm like her. I'm like, have you seen me? I was like, I should be in the fashion show. And he's like, all right, yeah, 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 for sure. We need guys. And I was like,
Uh-oh.
oh, okay. Like I put my foot in my mouth. I'm like, I shouldn't have said that. But then in that same moment, in that same breath, I was kind of like, all right, this is a great way to kind of ease into it. I can baby step into it because I don't have to speak in front of people. I can just be in front of people. We ended up doing a dance because the vice president was like a dancer. So she choreographed the dance, and I was like, I might as well do this too. And during that show, specifically during the dance, feeling the energy from the crowd, feeling everything, it kind of like it like snapped me out of it. And I was like, what was I afraid of? Because it just felt so good to perform and be in front of people, and and that kind of set me on the path. I did a play at the school after that. Then I started doing student films, and that was the path.
It's amazing what that metal block can hold you back from until it finally breaks, and then
It
just go sailing from there.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure,
there is a
for sure.
project that you have done that not only were you a producer on this, but you were also writer and director as well as acted in, and that was
Hmm.
Check the Gates.
Check the
Can
gates.
you tell
Yes.
a little bit about this movie? And do you know basically when it's a comedy? I know that,
Hmm.
but a little bit more background on that.
Okay. So it's a TV series, actually. It's a
Oh,
pilot. The first episode is out. It's in festivals right now, but it's a pilot. We just my friend anybody who knows me knows that I work with Sharif Muhammad Matar. That's my guy. And we co-wrote, directed, produced, and starred in Check the Gates. Um, so it's a show about our experiences as background actors. Because when we first,
hmm,
I've been an actor for quite a while, but Sharif was newer to it. And our first experience working together was on a show called what was it called? Winning Time, and we were background
yes,
actors. And the show had a lot of background actors. People who work in LA know it fed a lot of extras for a long time, and there would be sometimes there would be 1,000 people like on set at a time. So you put a bunch of actors in a room, 1,000 people. It's a lot of stories, a lot of funny moments, and we were just kind of like, we should write these things down.
you
A
should.
lot of
Yeah,
these moments are funny. A lot of these things that are happening are funny. A lot of these experiences, and for him, it was everything was brand new to him. So it was making a bigger impact on him. He's like, bro, this is crazy. And I'm thinking like, I've seen this before, but I'm like, actually, it is kind
right.
of crazy now that you pointed out. So then we kind of compiled those things in to a script, and we just shot the second and third episode in October, and
Okay.
we're actually looking to find a way to distribute or sell the project, or if we can't do that, then we are looking to continue it to make like a YouTube series and continue it until it gets enough traction to do something with
Well,
it.
that would be phenomenal because, like
Yeah,
you said, I had seen kind of the premise about it, and it really, really looked like it was going to be a very fun project. Now,
yeah, it
with you doing
is.
all of this work behind the camera, is that where you want your focus to switch and not stay more in front of the camera as an actor?
Say it one more time.
Okay. With all the work and stuff that you've done between writing and directing, and yes, even producing,
Mhm.
do you want to do more work behind the camera like this,
Mm.
or stay more primarily in front of the camera as an actor?
I honestly love all of it. Love all of it. I do really love acting, but I enjoyed my time directing as well. I have a pretty analytical mind. So in all that time where I wasn't acting, I wasn't like from 9 to 19, I wasn't acting. I was a math guy. I was a science guy. I have a very analytical mind, and I feel like I get to flex that muscle and exercise that when I'm directing because I have to orchestrate. So I get to tap into that side of me, which I really enjoy. But then when I'm acting, it's a more free side. It's a more creative side. And of course, they both have aspects of both, but I get to, you know, I enjoy both. Let me just say that I enjoy both, and also enjoy not necessarily writing. I'll say Sharif does the majority of the writing process, but we come up with the themes and the ideas and the story, and then he does the physical. He sits down and has the discipline to write. So
Right. Well,
yeah.
that makes a good collaboration to begin with, kind of to formate that.
Hmm.
And one other question regarding this: what inspired this whole idea for this movie? Yeah, you kind of already kind of touched on it was because of all the
Hmm.
craziness and other things. But was there something else, like you said, we probably should write this story, sit down and and write all these things. But was there one specific thing that kind of like clicked into you guys doing it?
Yeah, I would say so. The overall, the like message that we're like trying to get across, or what we're really trying to convey is, we want to show the industry from the top, from the bottom up. A lot of a lot of shows, there's a bunch of shows and movies about the industry, but a lot of times it's from the perspective of an A-list celebrity or an executive, or it's at a high level. So people it's the glamorized version of the industry, but we wanted to show the real of the industry, like the day to
Yeah.
day. Like, okay, like my character, for example, isn't having so much success in acting, so he has to serve, and he has to personal train, and he has to do all the hustle that goes into being an actor that people don't really think about, because it's like you're not always acting, but you still always have bills, so you still always got to handle things, and there's different relationships, and then maybe Cherie's character's having a little bit more success, so then there's the tension between that. It's
Yeah.
we want to show the real of the industry, from the everyday actor, because most actors are the everyday actor.
Exactly, you said it right. They are, the industry would not work if it wasn't for other actors that are doing, very small parts within it to make the whole thing work.
Right,
Um,
exactly.
I'm going to switch you to one thing that I found very interesting.
Mm.
You have cooking skills, and
No, I
I
don't.
noticed the,
No.
and I know, well, okay, your resume says you have cooking skills.
Okay, okay. Oh, then yeah, I do. If my
Okay,
resume
yeah.
says
So,
it, then yeah.
um, you were on, and I don't know if this was as a guest, as an announcer, or what, but you were somewhere within the Food Network,
Oh,
the television show, the Food Network. Okay.
yeah.
Now, like you said, you said yourself you don't have cooking skills. So
Hmm.
I was going to ask you, what was your specialty, and how
My
did you get on the Food
specialty.
Network?
I don't know. My agent submitted me to something, and it was a print job. It was more
The
like a
print
print
job for
job.
it.
So it was like they just had to catch me, putting a little seasoning in,
Yeah.
boom, snap a pic. You know what I mean? Stir something, boom, snap a pic. I think I think it was an advertisement for a cooking show, but I wasn't on the cooking show. I was just the billboard, or whatever it was for the
Yeah.
cooking show. So it was a little more. I can look like I'm doing anything, right? So I can look like I'm cooking,
Yeah.
but I
Well,
wouldn't I
the
wouldn't eat the food. I wouldn't eat the food.
well, the reason I ask is I don't think there is a Food Network show out there I have not seen at some point, and I never
Mhm.
remembered seeing you on it, which is why I found it so,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
interesting.
I
And
didn't.
then
I didn't. Yeah, I wouldn't have made it on. I wouldn't have made the
you would have made,
preliminary.
oh, you'd have
Yeah.
been fine. You on worst cooks. You could be the absolute worst cook, and then wind up with a Michelin star, 5-star dish.
I
So,
guess. Yeah. True.
um, but on that one, I'm going to toss it back to Marcia for a bit.
Well, I wanted to follow up on a scene from your pilot,
Mhm.
where you have it on your reel where you're sitting on the couch and you've got Captain Crunch and
Mhm.
you're a mess, okay? And
Right.
you're talking on the phone. So, and you're talking to somebody and then you go, and you're, like
It's
doing air kisses.
yes. It's
So
our little
I'm
squirrel
dying to
kiss.
know, who are you talking to?
I'm in the show. I'm talking to my girlfriend Erica. I was
Uh-huh.
supposed to bring. See, this is what I mean. This is everyday acting, right? I was supposed to go on a date with her, I think, but I ended up like not having the finances, or having to work, or it was something like that. And so
Hmm.
I was apologizing and making it up and telling her, okay, we're gonna go on a gondola ride. Like we're gonna do a big date. Since I messed this one up, we're gonna do a bigger one. And then the little squirrel kiss. That's our special little thing that we do.
Very cute. I want to see the rest
Mhm.
of it. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
The squirrel kiss comes back. It's a
it
recurring
comes
thing.
back. Okay.
Mhm.
So when it comes out, we'll look for that.
Right.
And you're in your fitness regime.
Hmm.
You did a commercial for, I think, Film Pack, and you're doing the ropes. You have the
Hmm.
are they as heavy as they look? I've never done it, and I'm not going to. But
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good workout. I'll say that it's definitely a good workout. I'm trying to remember if those, because sometimes they do have lighter ones like for the commercial, but I
mhm,
think I think those might have been legit because I was sweating that day. I was like, that was a real workout. I was not
Wow.
acting. That was completely real. Yeah. So I think that was pretty
it
pretty
looked
heavy. Yeah.
intense.
Yeah, it
It
was it
looked
was
intense.
intense for
Yeah.
sure.
Is
Mhm.
that part of your normal fitness routine? Would you? what do you incorporate in your fitness routine? What are some of the
Some
activities?
things. Okay, so I definitely weight lift. I've been working out for. I mean, I guess I can really say since I was 12. Like when I was 12, I started doing push-ups every day. And
Mm,
then when I was 16, I started lifting weights. And I've just kind of been lifting weights since. So I have so many different routines and different styles that I've tried because it just gets boring to do the same thing over and over
mhm,
again. So I definitely always lift weights. I'm not huge into cardio, I'll be honest.
hmm,
Um, I'm not a guy that wants to be on the treadmill that long. I might
mhm,
do the stairs for a little bit, but I like to play sports to kind of get my cardio. So I'll play some basketball.
mhm.
Um, but yeah, it's just consistency. That's my thing. Like when I do train, I try to tell people it's not necessarily about being so intense because a lot of times what discourages people from working out is that in
Mhm.
their mind they have this idea that they have to be super intense and they have
Yeah.
to always be intense. So it's like you don't always feel like doing that. In all honesty, I don't always feel like doing that. So I just say no, it's about consistency over intensity. You want to make sure you're going every day. Even if you do a little bit today, you did something, and know that it's okay to do a little bit so that you don't intimidate yourself into not going, because that's the worst thing you could do.
Mhm. It sounds like that's kind of what you tell your clients. Do you still do fitness training for other people?
The last time I did was maybe a couple months ago, so
Mm,
I'm not right now. I want to focus more on that. I want to focus more on, building social media if I can figure out a way to do that.
mm,
So yeah, but acting, directing,
mhm.
writing, that's what I really want to focus on. I want to narrow down my scope.
Yeah. Well, and talking about other projects that you've been involved in, there was a piece, a short. Well, actually, I think it was longer than a short. 24 hours,
Hmm. Hmm.
where you
Yeah,
played Thugger,
yeah,
and uh, it was a another hard hitting role. Can you tell me how you got involved with that project?
absolutely. So it's funny. This is how networking works. I was in class, in acting class, and there was another gentleman in the class, and we were kind of cool, whatever. But we were in the class for like a short period of time, but when we were there, I was kind of like helping him out, and we had a good bond, but it just wasn't that long. Like it didn't last that long because I left the class, and then I fast forward maybe a year or two, I didn't see him, and honestly maybe 3 years, and then I submit for this project and I get a random call from this guy. I'm like, okay, I mean, I don't know why he's calling me. And so he calls me and I'm like, what's up, man? How you been? He's like, good, good, good. And he's kind of like asking me questions, and I'm like, wait, how do you know that? And he's like, yeah, bro. He's like, I'm producing 24 hours. He's like, the thing you're auditioning for. I was like, oh man, really? Okay,
Wow.
cool. Yeah. Well, he was like, we loved your audition. Like you got the role. I just wanted to call you and let you know. Boom, boom. So it was a cool experience. Um, and that's how I got involved. I just went on
Mhm.
casting
Yeah.
networks, did it, and then happened to know the guy that was producing it.
And where was that filmed? In LA? Was it
Yeah, it was
LA?
in LA.
Yeah.
I think it was somewhere downtown. It was somewhere downtown.
Yeah. I wouldn't be giving anything away because it happens in the beginning of the film, actually, where you don't fare too well. Your character doesn't fare too
No,
well.
mine happens at the end,
Well, they also show, well, you know
right?
what? They show it at the beginning, but they don't show that it's you. That's what
Oh,
really,
okay, 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 okay,
that's what,
okay, yeah, okay.
and it's assumed that it's you
For sure, for
because
sure.
it
Yeah,
starts
no, I
off
don't.
with the,
I don't do too well.
yeah. And when I think about roles like that, I think about actors of color and how sometimes we see a lot of roles like that, or more roles of
Hmm.
the ghetto scenes, the thug life, and then I like to see that. I don't mind that. I don't mind and projecting it forward when we're talking about verticals. Even is that seeing more different kinds of stories is starting to happen. Are you starting to see that as well?
I'm starting to see it a little bit. I was when I think I've seen one where there was a lead, the African American lead, and then I think other production companies are kind of because for a while it was a certain um demographic that was doing the verticals, and then I think other people are seeing the success of it, and they're like, oh well, we need to do this, and so that's helping it expand. Um, I was fortunate enough to be able to do some of the verticals pretty early on. I didn't
Mhm.
see a lot of other people that would look like me when I was doing those verticals. So I don't really know how I was able to do it or how I got into it. Guess I kind of just got lucky. But it is nice to see other people of color, you know,
Mhm.
being able to be a part of the vertical world because it's the future in my opinion. It's you know some people have a problem with the content and they think okay this is not good writing or it's not good whatever, but eventually it's going to evolve into being good. It's just kind of the early days, so
Mhm.
if I'd like to see it as I like to look into the future and think okay well where is this going to be 5 years from now? It's going to be good, the quality is going to be good. I
Mhm.
mean the production quality is phenomenal anyways, but the
Mhm.
the content is going to improve because I work with vertical actors and these are some talented people. They
Mhm.
are some very very talented people and they're getting their hands in on writing and producing, and so it, the sky's the limit.
Mhm. So, as a writer, director, producer, have you started to assemble your own vertical, perhaps?
I was because my brother's a writer. My brother's a television writer. Um, and I was talking to him the other day, like, okay, we should write something together. He's like,
Mhm.
yeah, for sure. He's like, definitely, because he's really really intelligent and really hardworking and my idol, right? So I was like, it would be great to work with him. And I was kind of thinking we should try a vertical. We should try to write a vertical. Like, I think that would be a good at this time where the industry's kind of shifting and changing, I think that would be a good idea to take a shot at that. So I
Yeah.
definitely thought about it.
The opportunities, it's kind of like the Wild Wild West in a way I see it.
Hmm.
I've been aware of verticals probably only for about a year now. And I kind of didn't understand what they were at first. I thought it was kind of cuckoo, really.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, yeah. It's easy to think that. It's easy to think that.
So, what
She
did
thought
you
I
think?
was she thought I was kidding when I was telling her about it.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said,
It
so
is.
what? It's vertical. It's on your phone. Who watches stuff on your phone? See, I'm a little older too, so I'm
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
watch something on my phone. But the cleverness of it.
Yeah, it's very smart. It's thinking forward for sure.
I know young people who don't even have a TV anymore.
I barely watch TV. I'm on my phone.
And
I'm on my
Uh-huh.
phone.
I think, oh, okay, well, I need to see what's going on here because billions of eyes are on these projects. I
Mhm.
look at your verticals
Definitely.
and I see millions. And
Hmm.
I'm thinking, what do you think it is that's making these so popular? What is your take on what's going on?
So I like to ask. I'm like a deep thinker. I like to analyze, and psychology is my minor, and it was I love it. So I like to ask people questions like this, like, oh, why, like, what do you like about the verticals and all that stuff. Like when my
Mhm.
friends, people that I know see me, and they're like, oh, you're in these. I watch these all the time. I would never assume that they would watch it, but they're like, yeah, I watch these all the time. I love them. Like I get hooked. One of the things is that a lot of people don't have the attention span to sit down and like, because it's kind of an event to go sit down and watch a TV show. Right, you have to kind of like schedule your time to do that. It's not that big of a deal, but it's like, okay, I got to be home to watch this TV show. But when you're watching a vertical, you can watch it anywhere. You can watch it at work. You can be driving and watch it. So it's like, it's, I think it's a mix of it being so intense because the stories are really intense, and then how it's always available. It's always available to you to watch these. And I think that's a recipe for it being really popular.
Mhm. So when you're looking or creators looking at moving forward with verticals, because in my eyes, they have to go forward. They have to change and are changing.
Hmm.
What do you think that you can bring to the vertical world and move it forward? Is there a particular actor that you like to talk about, or you don't have to, because your creative process is probably still going on?
I mean, I think the thing that when I speak to vertical actors, the thing that, because it's funny because a lot of the people who make verticals kind of are aware, like, okay, this is kind of, cheesy, this is kind of this, like they think that themselves, to an extent, but the audience is completely sold on it. So
Yeah.
it's kind of funny that, like, internally we're like, oh, this is kind of, some moments are a little cringy, but the people love it. So I think on our side, the creator side, we would like to bring, myself included, some more like uh groundedness into it. So it's a little more, it's a little less theatrical, and
Yeah.
the stories have a little bit more diversity. I've only worked on billionaire verticals for the most part. I think maybe there was one time it was a mafia guy, but for the
Hmm.
most part, I've worked on billionaire. The billionaire is this,
Oh
the blind
yeah.
billionaire, the billionaire in the wheelchair, the billionaire in the elevator. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
it's all kind of been similar. So if we could add diversity, I think that would be great. And I've actually worked on a few. I worked on one that was modeled after, like, a dating show. Like, it was kind of modeled after Love Island. And then I worked on one where it was like a boxing story. So I'm starting to see that. So
Yeah.
I would just want to add to that, add, have a story that's a bit more real of a story in the vertical format.
Hmm. Okay. And I started off looking at your jacket that you have on. So, I'm
Hmm.
thinking, what is your style? What is your personal style currently? Your
He,
casual style?
he wants to be warm.
Yeah,
Exactly.
at this very moment, it's warmth. That's my style. For sure. I mean, my personal style, I never was really into fashion like that, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I like athleisure, casual.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always going. I go to the gym almost every day, so it's like that's just part of
That's
my
what you're wearing.
lifestyle. Yeah, right, exactly. Like, so, when I go out though, I like to look dapper. I like to have like a nice button up, a nice some nice dress pants, slacks, whatever. I like that. I kind of take a little bit of everything, to be honest. I don't have like one type of style. I just take what I think is the best parts of everything.
Mm-hmm. And one of my last questions would be, reality shows are
Hmm.
super popular. I
They are.
watch them. Maybe you watch them. There are competition shows, and you talked about cooking shows. There
Hmm.
are dating shows, quiz shows. If
Right.
you had to be on a show of a reality show, a game
Uh-huh.
show, what what show would you pick?
And you can't get out of it.
I
No,
can't
you
get
have.
out of it.
No.
I'm not gonna lie, guilty pleasure, Love
Mm,
Island.
which was it?
Love
Yeah.
Island. Love Island. When was this? I think this was 2020.
Mm-hmm.
There was nothing else to do but watch, TV. Love
Yes.
Island UK. I got hooked on Love Island UK. It was my favorite show. And funny enough, I got somebody reached out to me on Backstage to be
Mm-hmm.
on, I think it was the first season of Love Island USA. Like they just send out a blast to see, like, people who might be
Mm-hmm.
eligible for it, or might want to do it, whatever. So I had a girlfriend at the time, so I knew I wasn't gonna go on the show, but I was like, bro, this is my favorite show. I was like, let me see if I could get on this show. I want to see if I could make it. So I sent in, headshot and all the stuff, the little preliminary things,
Mm-hmm.
and then they reached out and they're like, "Hey, we like your look, we like this, we like that." Um, let's do this interview, or whatever. And I never reached back because I was like, nah, this is getting too deep into it. I was like, I wouldn't go on while I have a girlfriend, but that was a cool moment. So like something we didn't last that much longer after that. So I
You're
always
like,
look back. I'm like, I
okay.
should
Oh,
have went on. I'm like, I should have just went on the show. Like I should have just done it. But
That
you know.
that looks like such a dangerous show.
Yeah, I mean, it's gotten a lot crazier. I'm not gonna lie. So I
Yeah, it does.
watched the first, like, I think they like make out in the first, they're like forced to make out in the first episode now. I'm like, all right, at this point, I wouldn't do it, but back then it was a little bit, you know, a little
Hmm.
less intense, a little less crazy.
Okay. It's funny. Everybody who I've asked has come up with a different show. I'm going to start a list. And so yeah, Michael, thank you.
yeah.
Thank you.
Marvin, if is there anything that you would want to do different? If you could go back and tell yourself something like, don't do this or do this, would it be back when you got scared about performing, do you think? Or would it be something else?
I would have went on Love Island. I'm playing.
No, no.
Yeah.
Well, that was and that too. Okay. But which would be more important to
No,
you?
I'm playing. What would I have done differently?
Or
Yeah, if I
told
could do it,
yourself, if you could tell yourself, do
fuck
this,
it.
yeah, that
Okay. Yeah, I think it definitely would have been that. When I was a kid.
hmm
If I could have somehow if I could go back and somehow influence that moment and kind of get myself to shake it off and be like,
and
hey,
not be
look, it's
scared.
okay. Give myself a pep talk, like, hey, look, it's okay. Like, take a second, whatever wouldn't is necessary for me to say to get myself to be comfortable. I think that would have because that would have changed the trajectory for a lot of things. Um, Even like my schoolwork, I would have just done better in school because I would have done projects and I would have been comfortable presenting.
Yeah.
And I mean, I had friends and everything, so I wasn't too bad socially, but it's just like there's a certain level of confidence that comes with being able to public speak and
Oh,
perform, and
absolutely,
you know what I
absolutely.
mean. So it's like I
Oh,
could have
yeah.
used that in life a lot more.
No, I had the same problem. I did not like public speaking. I
Mm.
still don't, and I'm doing this silly show. So go figure. Go figure.
Right,
You just never
right,
know what's going to happen.
legit.
You really don't. Really don't. Um, what is one thing so far that you might have learned in one of the projects you have done that has made such an impact on you that you don't think you'll ever forget it? Is there anything that comes to mind that in some project that you've done that you've met somebody that changed your life or some event that happened that changed your life and it it's going to stick with you?
Mm.
Or is that too hard of a question? You need some time to think.
I mean, I can come up with something. So I would say I was in a horror short that
I
did
was going to
pretty
bring
good.
that up.
Oh, were you?
Yes,
Okay, okay,
that
okay. I'll use
part.
some.
Yes.
Okay. Well, yes, I won't say too much about it, but
No,
I
go
would
ahead. Just
say,
go ahead. Marsha will take over now. That's
No,
fine.
no, no. I want to hear about it. Yeah.
No, you
yeah.
Yeah,
take
we
over with
both
the
do.
questioning. Yeah, you go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so I would say in that, um, doing doing horror requires a lot of like uh commitment because obviously you're not really scared, but it requires you to really look terrified, like to really sell it and for it to really come off believable, you have to really commit. And so for me, that's one of the biggest things when it comes to acting. I try to commit as much as I can. Like I came up with this like rule for myself. I have to try to make the other person in the scene believe that I actually believe what's going on. I don't
Mm,
I try not to think about anything else, anybody else. I'm trying to convince this person that I believe what's going on. So if they think I believe it, then everybody else will think I believe
Mhm.
it.
Yeah.
And so when I was doing that, that's when I came up with it. I'm like, okay, I have to really make this person believe. I have to make my co-star believe like I'm terrified because that gives her so much to work off of, you know what I mean?
mhm.
And then she's gonna have give me more to work off of, you know what I mean? So I just kind of
Yeah.
want to get the ball rolling with that. So I would say the commitment I learned, and then I realized later that like that applies to everything in life.
Mhm.
Commitment is one of the major ingredients for success in anything.
Mhm.
hmm
Yeah, I am not a horror fan. Life is scary enough already. I don't
Agreed.
watching that. Um, you convinced me.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
I was terrified,
Good. Good. Good.
and I watched it just for you. So
I appreciate
to be
that.
But I also wanted to just interject something. You've been talking about
Mhm.
fear of speaking and whatnot. Jerry Seinfeld, the comedian, does a bit where they did a survey and asked people what they were most afraid of, and death was number two on the list. Number one was getting up in front of people. So he said, at a funeral, you'd rather be in the coffin than doing
Yeah.
the obituary. I thought that
Yeah,
was
low key, low key. I feel like at some point that might have been my answer.
so that you have overcome that. You get a gold star, and you too,
I'll
Michael,
take it.
because it can be terrifying. So so as you go forward, what will we see you in next? What is the next project for you
that
that
you're
you
allowed to talk about.
yes, that you're allowed to talk about?
I mean, I have I can't say what it is, but I have a vertical coming up as soon as I get back from to LA. So that'll
Mm-hmm.
be the next thing. And then working, like I said, we shot the 2 episodes of Check the Gates. And so we're in the editing process now.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully we can quickly find a way to either get it on a streaming platform, or if we have to put it on YouTube, we'll do it like that. Like, so that's my priority. Um, because this is our baby, you know what I mean? So this is
Yeah.
what we're really passionate about it. Anybody we show it to, anybody we tell about it, they're always like, that's such a good idea. It's such, and the way we execute it is done really well. Sharif is like a one man wrecking ball, right? He just gets things done. He's a doer. And then we also have another partner, Jose Nicolini, and he's kind of what got us, because we shot this. It was our first project that we ever made. We wrote it on Christmas 2022, I think. And then we shot it in February of 2023, and then we just sat on it for like a year, and we didn't do anything with it. And then Jose got involved, and he kind of got the ball rolling again with us, at getting it edited, and then getting it into festivals, and then getting, he kind of helped us build the energy back up. And then that's what led us into shooting these next 2 episodes. So, everybody contributed a lot to it, and it's just something that we're really passionate about. So that's what I would love to see. Um, I would love for you to see next.
And yes, I would love to see that too.
Mhm.
And I want to see more of Check the Gates. I want to see what happens with. I want to see some more squirrel kisses. I want to see some more Captain
Yeah, we
Crunch.
got it in
I
there.
want
We
to
got
see.
it in there.
I want to see the whole thing, and I want to thank you for sharing with us today. It's
Of
been
course.
wonderful. I appreciate it so much.
Appreciate you.
Liz,
I just had one final question.
Mhm.
You absolutely have the perfect physique for a lot of this stuff, especially for a high power action driven, either vertical or actually up on the big screen. One,
Mhm.
would you possibly want to write a vertical that is high action packed, kind of like Fast and the Furious or something like that? Or would you like to be on the big screen and primarily put your focus that way?
Yeah, so that's actually um in the like past few years, that was my focus, was action. Like I would like to I would like to be an action hero. Like that, there's no other way to say it. Like growing up,
There you
Jackie
go.
Chan, Jackie Chan was my guy.
Oh my
I
God.
love Jackie Chan and all his movies. I binge watched them as a kid. My dad had Betamax, if people even know what that is
Oh,
anymore.
yeah.
And we had all the Jackie Chan movies, Rumble in the Bronx, Drunken Master, all these things, and I loved them. So if I could do anything close to that, that would be that's my dream. And then Tom Cruise is another one of my guys. I just saw not just saw, but Top Gun, the new one.
Maverick,
Mm.
you talk about
Maverick.
Maverick, yeah.
Oh my
I
gosh,
was
that just watch
rewatching that for
watching.
like the 50th time last night.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing. So like
Oh, it is.
movies like that, movies that make you feel like make you really like feel something and put you on the edge of your seat. And I love Superman. Superman's my guy. So
Mhm.
whenever I watch
Mhm.
or superhero movies in general, but Superman always has me on the edge of my seat. Like, oh, I can, I just can't wait when the little trumpet music comes on, and I'm just
Oh yeah.
excited. And I would love to be able to be the guy on the screen while somebody else is feeling that and make them feel that.
Love that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And like I said, I think I can definitely see that with you both from your charisma and stuff, just talking to us from what I've seen with you on screen and everything. Yeah, you definitely be one to watch in the future. And I also want to echo Marcia by saying thank you for being on. We really appreciate it.
Appreciate y'all.
So,
Thank you so much.
Marvin, thanks for taking your time, and we don't want to keep you any longer. But everybody out there, just like, subscribe to Marvin. Let me put it back up again so you can get his social media, so we can get his social media going crazy.
Yeah,
So
come on.
there's
That's
his
what we need. That's what we
Instagram and there's
need.
his TikTok. So they're right there. If you can't see it, you go, I can't write that down. I can't remember. Just go to talented-universe.com and go to the 2025 podcasts, and I've got it listed there. You can just click it. Look underneath. He's there. The links are there, so you can go there, or you can write it down here very quickly. Marv
Over like mind over matter, Marv over matter.
Marv over.
Marvel,
Yeah,
man.
there you go.
yeah.
I had to think, wait a minute, what is that? So sometimes I can't distinguish those
Yeah,
things.
because Instagram has it all lowercase, so it's hard. Like I would
Yeah.
capitalize the
If you
N
had the
and
double, that
O.
helped.
You know what I mean? That would help.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I totally agree. So Marv over matter. So that's easy to remember, everybody, on Instagram.
Right.
So everybody take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks.